Hey, bada bing, bada boom. A Star Wars podcast over here.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week we end the third rotation with Rise of Skywalker.
They did rise.
Ben, how was your watch?
It was a watch.
Chris, how was your watch?
It was a watch.
It was a thing that happened to me.
Something weird happened to me this week. I'll speak for us all when I say a weird thing that happens to you when you record one Star Wars movie every week forever is that sometimes it doesn't fully set in what movie you're on at any given week. Either you forget and have to have someone else remind you, or you just forget because you're doing other things. I had a busy week both in my personal life and in terms of the podcast. So I was in the middle of editing last episode, and I got to the part where we started talking about Snoke, and I mentioned the part where Palpatine made Snoke, and I was immediately like, fuck, I have to watch Rise of Skywalker this week. And it was a bad movie, so that's how my watch went.
Listen, are we being too harsh by saying it was a bad movie?
I don't know. I don't think we're being objective.
Oh no. Us? Not objective? We're doing something subjectively? Oh shit. I have a question.
Please ask.
Is Ben Solo a Force ghost now?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean,
because he does the Obi-Wan and the Yoda like fade out poof into non-existence thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, who taught him that? Because Clone Wars established that that's a thing that you have to learn how to do.
Yeah, but it already didn't make sense because Anakin did it.
No, well, I mean, look, if you want to say it doesn't make sense because someone did it, it would be Leia.
I mean, we don't know what Leia and Luke did during that entire period. And Leia did train to be a Jedi. So
That seems pretty advanced stuff.
I know, but she also survived in the vacuum of space.
I hate this. I hate Star Wars. Fucking God damn it. This is so dumb. We couldn't have, like, I don't know, picked something else to fucking watch forever.
Of course not.
Well,
Chris, there's nothing else we could watch that has pod races in it.
God
damn it! We're not even 3 minutes into the podcast. We're not even 3 minutes in. And I thought
drinking heavily going into this episode so that I was shit-faced with the beginning of the recording of this episode would help with the levity of
No, I can feel it didn't.
The Rise of Skywalker. And I'm just now I'm just drunk and mad. For those of you who have listened to and remember the holiday special, I'm about a lot more drunk than that. So
roughly a lot more.
Roughly a lot more.
Roughly a lot more.
This fucking watch was just because my wife decided she wanted to watch this with me for some reason. So as far as this goes, the podcast, my wife has watched Rotation 2, Attack of the Clones with me. And now this rotation, Rise of Skywalker with me.
The two worst movies in the saga.
I don't know why, but this is what she's chosen. And she fucking sat on her goddamn phone the whole time while I'm like bitching about this fucking movie. And I'm just yelling. And she would look up and go, "What?" And I'm like, "Fucking nothing." No.
To be fair, she's watching that movie the correct way.
Yeah, no. I wish I could do that. I wish I could just zone out and just not pay attention to the movie. I don't.
Okay. Nice things. Nice things.
I was about to say.
C-3PO is done very well in this movie.
C-3PO, I said multiple times throughout this watch, C-3PO is the MVP of this movie.
But I'm trying here, Chris.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I said to my wife during this watch multiple times, C-3PO is the fucking MVP of this movie.
And we've also said that in this episode in the past.
What the fuck do you want me to say? All right, listen. Do you want me to bitch about the fact that the Knights of Ren materialize out of nowhere and now suddenly they're a big threat? Do you want me to bitch about why there are 2 fucking transport ships for no goddamn reason? For a fake out so fucking juvenile? A goddamn 3-year-old could go, no, he's obviously not fucking dead because R.A. Salvatore didn't drop a fucking moon on him, so it's not real. So, listen. Fucking, what do you want me to say, alright?
I like how you implied in your drunken stupor that
it's a bad movie. There's not much to talk about.
Okay, no, I have another good thing.
It's a bad movie.
I have one more good thing at least.
Okay.
When Leia dies, when the crew gets back with Chewie and they find out Leia dies, Chewie is the one mourning.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's, like, kind of sad, and Chewie's freaking the fuck out. And that's, like, he deserves that.
Everyone I've ever loved is dead. And then they give him the fucking A New Hope medal from Maz.
Yeah, then...
If you spend any time looking at Maz in this movie, it's rough. She looks weird because she's an animatronic rather than CGI. And
what?
This is one case where the animatronic is so much worse than the CGI. I don't know why, but they decided to make an animatronic out of her this time around, and it's just not as natural.
That's why she was off. Because I made a mental note of that today. I was like, she's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. I always chalked it up to the glasses.
Speaking of Chewie, I've mentioned in past episodes that Chewie, like, JJ doesn't seem to understand Chewie as well as he understands, like, Han and even Leia to an extent.
Which is weird because, like, nothing against Chewie, but he's a pretty straightforward character.
Yeah, I've mentioned before that there's multiple times in the sequel trilogy, all in movies that JJ does, where he's put in cuffs and Chewie's just like, oh, well, this is the situation. I noticed for the first time, and yes, I'm noticing things for the first time legitimately, not in a way that's plugging it into other movies. I'm just noticing things for the first time in this movie, not because it's my 4th watch, but because it's my 4th watch and this movie goes, like, at crackhead speed. And I can't fucking follow it, and I can't fully take it in. Chewie, right after they save him, they get surrounded by stormtroopers, and Chewie is the first one to put up his arms, and it upset me, because all I kept thinking about was how Chewie was ready to fucking, with C-3PO cut up on his back, bare-knuckle fight Vader, Boba Fett, and like 6 stormtroopers in Empire, and I'm like, why are you doing this to Chewbacca?
And he lets out that little, like, not even like a growl, kind of like a...
Yeah, it's rough.
Like, they made him look pathetic, and I'm like, he's supposed to be... He is the barbarian of the group. I know Chewie is a much deeper character than that, but in terms of, like, his role, he is the barbarian. He's the muscle.
Well, it comes down to Chewbacca has a complex where he cannot, nor should he, submit to someone's will. He cannot see that because he has seen it in his people so much during the time of the Empire. And the betrayal of the clone troopers when they were supposed to be helping him and everything else. And you could say, he grew a lot in 40 years, but 40 years ain't nothing to a Wookiee.
No, he's already, like, what, 200 something?
250, I think they actually 50. Say.
I was going to say mid-200s.
So I think this might be the first time we have a canonical age for Chewie. Chewie also has the worst hair day he's ever had on Pisana, which I just thought was a neat little detail. Chewie's hair is fucked up on Pisana.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'm not. It still looks natural. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look bad, but it's just all over the fucking place. Like, it's come entirely unloosed. It's fucking. There's strands that are like fucking 2 feet long that are just hanging off of him. It's
that Wookiees just don't do good in dry deserts. What can I tell you? Like,
nope.
Need to get some conditioner in there. What the fuck are we doing?
Babu Frick is Moaning Myrtle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Babu
I know
Frick
we've
is
talked.
Moaning Myrtle.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but I just have to point it out because goddamn it.
And Moaning Myrtle, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. I apologize sincerely. But she showed up to the set and had to learn how to animate a puppet like in 2 days.
I believe her name is Myrtle, Josh. It's right there in the title, Moaning Myrtle. One can only assume that Myrtle is the name.
Babu Frick is like the best minor character out of the thousands that this movie presents. I love Babu Frick. I still love Babu Frick.
Here comes Ben with the wave of negativity.
No, I'm just. I'm not gonna say it now. I'm not gonna say it now.
No, say it. Fuck it. Say it. Fuck it. We're not gonna have a positive episode today. Just fucking say it.
Hold on, I need to get to Wikipedia for a second.
So fucking positive.
We're so fucking positive.
Chris, fuck you, Chris.
Fuck you, Ben. All right.
Pretending to be Mr. Positivity.
I am so fucking positive. You know what I love? I love that this sequel trilogy manages to kill one of the fucking original 3 main leads in every fucking movie. I appreciate that immensely. Great.
I'm trying to recover from this. I'm trying to proceed, but I hear Josh laughing, and it makes me laugh.
I would like to go on record as saying when Chris said he was getting super ultra drunk before this podcast, I said, I don't think that's going to bring levity. I think you're just going to be angrier. And I'm going to say I told you so.
I would like to say that you said, I don't think that's going to help, but I'm all for it.
That's fair. That's fair. I probably did say it.
Okay. Can we fucking talk about Kijimi real quick?
Sure.
I'd be mad if we don't.
Like, why did we blow up Kijimi?
Because something needed to be blown up. I don't know.
Yes, but like I'm getting tired of these movies blowing up shit I don't care about.
Well,
it's hard to be upset with the bad guys when they're like, "Oh, we blew up this planet you learned about 30 minutes ago."
At least it's not Hosnian system bad. Like, at
True.
least we saw
we get
this
at least
planet
one
for
shot of the
20
planet
minutes.
first.
No, like, we spent like 20 minutes on Kijimi. Like, at least we have that, but still, like, they should have.
I mean, the planet only existed to give us Babu Frick and Poe's beard, but I mean,
yeah. To be fair, like, it gave us Babu Frick, so I'm sad Kijimi's gone. Well, whatever.
Also, fucking Zori very quickly goes from wanting to fucking paint the streets red with Poe's brains to being his best fucking friend ever again.
Yeah, it's almost like there's so many side characters in this movie that they're forced to have a fully developed arc in the course of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that just like very much struck me today. I was like, oh, we're friends again. Oh, okay, we're just doing this. All right.
This movie would be 1,000 times better if Poe "Can I kiss you?" and she just fucking bopped him one. Just like, I know it's a terrible movie, but like that would be like the only thing that would have popped me this entire fucking movie. Like, I just hate what they did with Poe and Finn in this movie. It just upsets me. Speaking of things that upset me, actually, you know what? We could turn this into a little game.
Oh no.
So the thing, it really struck me this time around. For a movie and a half, Rey and Kylo say to each other, "You're gonna take my hand, you're gonna take my hand," over and over again. And then in the end, it ended up being true because of that stupid fucking kiss. If I were to open Archive of Our Own right now, how many alternate timeline fics do you think are out there right now that have marriage ceremonies between them where the vows involve Kylo and Ren bringing up that they would take each other's hands?
I'm too drunk for this. Don't fucking
I'm too sober for this.
The fuck?
I found 13 on Archive of Our Own. I am now burdened with this knowledge. I'm just saying, like,
Josh, this fucking podcast is bad enough. Don't bring Star Wars fucking Reylo fan fiction into this. God. You absolute bastard.
My brain's going down this rabbit hole now, and I need it to stop.
No, stop it right now.
What if they do it on Naboo?
Okay, I'm not kidding with you. I'm not kidding with you. I have found out through advertising this podcast, there is a section of the Star Wars population that is angry at the end with Tatooine just because people say that that's... Don't get me wrong, you should be angry with the end of Tatooine no matter what. There is a group of individuals who are mad at the Tatooine bit because they firmly and truly feel that it should have ended with Rey and Kylo going back to Naboo because that's the actual place where it starts. And it drives me bonkers.
This is a bad movie.
All right, yeah. So I have a theory to put forward.
Okay.
Which you've both been introduced to, but I cannot be convinced otherwise that the quote-unquote final order is legit just J.J. Abrams looked at the title of The Last Command and was like, that's cool. I could change those words around and make something sound cool.
Have I mentioned that the producer of this movie had like 70 fucking EU novels on his desk when he was talking about this movie? It really is. It does read as like, here's 1,000 ideas that were done better in the EU in this movie. This movie sucks. I'm sorry. I actually tried. I tried with levity. I actually did try with levity, but it's just not going to work today.
Listen, so it's that. I'm going to get analytical for a second. Drunk brain is coming in, analytical.
Oh, boy.
Fucking.
Oh, boy.
No, because it's not even just it's ripped the fuck off from that. It's just another lazy fucking Nazi comparison, because they got to shove as many fucking Nazi comparisons as they can in.
It's like the original trilogy did it better. With his few fucking in-your-face things.
No, but like... It really is like, well, we've run out of ideas. What do we fucking shoehorn another Nazi thing in there? Fucking, we'll do that. Throw some lens flare in there. Boom, movie's done.
Yeah, I will say, it felt like JJ was like semi controlled with his use of lens flares in The Force Awakens. Like, it's done, but it's not done all over the fucking place like he does in most of his movies. It's like dialed back a fourth from what he usually does. There's fucking lens flares all over this goddamn movie. There's a lens flare in the dark fucking tunnels below the Pasana Desert.
My favorite's when fucking at the end when all the people come to help the Resistance, I guess. Help the Resistance fight off the Sith Eternal fleet. And Poe's like, oh, who's that flyer? Which, the word flyer bothers me there, because, like, he's a pilot, and everyone just calls him a pilot. But anyway.
Doesn't he just say fighter?
No, he says flyer.
That's strange.
Yeah, I might have misheard it, but it's Zori, and while he's saying that, the screen just goes like fucking stark white for a good like 2 seconds. Like not even a lens flare, like the entire screen is just white.
JJ's reached his final form.
I feel like JJ, when he was forced to come back to episode 9, he's like, all right, but one, I'm putting as many lens flares, I'm breaking my record on lens flares, and 2, if I'm going to do this, I demand that the pilot from Lost is a major expository dialogue character.
Fucking Charlie. Goddamn Charlie from Lost. I swear to God.
He's all of a sudden so important. It's like
my favorite is him translating Palpatine's fucking transmission.
Yep. I just see my headcanon. I just like to think it's Charlie from Lost, like waking up from like a coke binge, or I don't. Was he
a
coke addict or a heroin addict in Lost? I don't remember.
I don't know.
But
I don't remember.
Coming to from that,
in that
being
much
like
Lost.
coming to and just looking around like, where the fuck am I? What is this? Sith, magic, dark, yeah. Fuck's Hurley.
I love having absolutely no idea what we're talking.
I haven't watched Lost in a decade. I had to look up what character he played, and I'm like, that's why I don't remember him. He was the pilot who died before the beginning of the first episode.
Charlie wasn't the pilot.
No, he died. Yeah, he was the pilot.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was a heroin addict rock singer.
That can't be right.
Who died and then became a ghost who haunted Hurley throughout the entirety of the series.
Oh, we're talking about the wrong guy. We're talking about two different guys.
How many people in this movie? I'm talking about Charlie.
I'm talking about the literal pilot that dies in the first episode, which is he ends up being a fighter pilot in the movie, and he's also like one of the like 4th or 5th most seen people in the movie.
Well, folks, welcome to a Lost every week forever.
Damn fucking JJ, man.
I don't know who this Lost guy is, but I sure am.
I'm over here bitching about Charlie from Lost, and you're talking about the guy who flew the plane.
Yeah, because he's all of a sudden the 4th most important person in the entire fucking movie. Who is it? What the fuck? It's a Seth Norris, who is played by, what the fuck is his? Greg Grunberg. But yeah, I had a feeling we were talking about different characters. Don't get me wrong, that's jarring as well. But like
he was on Lost?
Yeah, he was on Lost. He was the pilot.
That's fucking Matt from Heroes. What do you mean fucking God damn it.
Well, here's how this got construed. I thought we were talking about him because he's all of a sudden so important in this fucking movie, and you were talking about fucking Charlie.
Well,
and
Ben and I were clearly talking about Charlie because we said he translated Palpatine's fucking message. Listen, all right, it's a bad movie, Josh. It's a bad movie. There's too many characters from Lost in this fucking bad movie. God
Are we
damn
good?
It.
Are we all good? Everyone take a breath.
Yeah. Oh, remember the good times. Remember the good times when it wasn't Rise of Skywalker. I hate this movie. I'm fucking, I love these first 2 movies in their own way. Like, The Force Awakens, perfectly great movie. The Last Jedi, flawed movie but with a great A plot. There's nothing in this fucking movie that makes me want to watch it, and it just actively fucking ruins everything that made the first 2 movies great. I'm just tired of it. If we're just gonna be angry anyway today, I'm just gonna say it. I fucking hate this movie.
We're not supposed to be angry, damn it. We were supposed to not be angry.
I tried to put it on other subjects, and it didn't work.
I don't think you did.
I did.
Nobody did. JJ didn't try. Nobody tried.
All right.
JJ wasn't content with ruining Star Trek. He had to ruin Star Wars also.
Yeah, well, it's worse here. As a Star Trek fan, it's worse here. Oh, God. So, last time...
Hold on. I'm doing research on Charlie from Lost in Star Wars.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
No, we're not.
Beaumont Kin?
Wow, that's a name. I also love we'll have no idea if this is the JJ to blame or whoever wrote the book to blame until next rotation.
I'm pretty sure the book came out after.
I also love that we're shitting on fucking poor Dominic Monaghan this whole time. Like, I love Dominic Monaghan, and we're just totally disregarding. We're disregarding that he was also Merry in Lord of the Rings too. Like, we're just like fucking Charlie from Lost.
And to be fair, I don't think he doesn't bother me that much in this movie.
It bothers me so much that this character comes out of fucking nowhere and has more speaking parts than goddamn Rose.
This motherfucker knows 9 languages.
But like, okay, maybe I want to read a book about fucking Charlie from Lost.
He was fluent in Shrewook.
Charlie from Lost in Star Wars, the movie. The Star Wars story. What the fuck?
Dad, I want to see Charlie from Always Sunny in Star Wars.
Oh my god. Well, now we're going on a tangent.
So okay. So I have last episode we talked a lot about Admiral Akbar as a spy, and I'm not bringing back up that subject. But I think we have an actual like master of disguise in this movie, and I think his name is Lando Calrissian. This is the second time he's gone deep behind enemy lines in a disguise and managed to totally pull it off. And the only thing that tipped anybody off, actually nobody tipped off to this time around. He just managed to get away with it and leave the fucking planet in disguise. I think Lando Calrissian might be just the master of disguise.
I have notes. Hold on.
Could I an excerpt about Charlie from Lost real quick?
I was sober when I wrote these.
In the meantime, what I've learned about Charlie from Lost, which is now how I will forever refer to this character, there is an entire paragraph about him knowing all these languages and like helping Rey translate the Jedi texts and shit. And then there's another paragraph, which isn't a paragraph, it's one sentence. It says, he also could wield a blaster pistol.
Fucking riveting.
I am low-key. I am convinced that when Wikipedia was told, hey, there's going to be an entirely new canon, they were like, you know, all that intricate work that we went into, that we would make fun of people that tried to start up on this site for being, like, worse writers than us in terms of grammar and sentence structure, that we would harass them out of the community. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to make all of these articles as lazy as humanly fucking possible. Because I have seen so many fucking new canon Star Wars articles lately that are just so blunt like that and so underwritten. It's fucking insane.
God, wait, there's a source for this.
You reminded me that I had notes, and then I realized my notes are literally 2 notes. I really, really, really want the story of Lando and Luke hunting down this like Sith assassin. Where the fuck is that? God damn it!
I'm sure that'll get.
I don't know, because everything about Ochi pisses me off in this movie.
Well, I mean, what pisses you off? What pisses you off? That he's barely used, or that he looks like he was designed by Neil Gaiman?
No, No, it's just everything Ochi touches becomes a fucking MacGuffin or a Deus Ex Machina.
This really is. I don't blame that on Ochi, because this entire movie is really just
I blame that on how
meat.
Ochi is used.
Ochi did nothing wrong, except, murder Rey's parents.
Yeah, well, you know.
I really did fucking lose it pointing out to my wife Rey holding the Child Slayer 3000 while holding the dagger. Terrible things happened with it. Like, fucking, you're... What?
Look at what you're holding. Look at what you're holding.
So good. Oh, it's so good. I also decided that my idea for the first set of CGI revisions, when they inevitably do what they've done with every Star Wars movie, is in 10 years, I really want in that final scene when Rey buries the lightsabers on Tatooine and then turns and sees the Force Ghosts. I really want Anakin's Force Ghost behind them with like his arms crossed, pouting.
Same exact cut from Return of the Jedi. It has to be the same exact one where he's just scowling and they like fucking replay the fucking head tilt backwards, and like it has to be the same one. And then Yoda and Obi-Wan are there, fucking Qui-Gon's there, fucking Porkins is there. Just go fucking nuts.
Oh my heart. Josh, I can't do this.
Also, my only other note is literally in the very beginning of the fucking movie. When Kylo first meets Palpatine and he's like, well, what can you give me? Fucking, are you... They do this line where he's like, everything. And there's like the dramatic music. Well, come on, you fucking... Nobody in the writer's room was like, fucking have him say unlimited power. Just go full camp. Just...
No, they had to save that for getting Ian McDermott to underplay Do It.
God. Just full on, like, what could you possibly give me? And just, unlimited power!
This movie really does read like fucking JJ making Ian McDermott do multiple takes of toning it down. And I will point out...
every time Ian McDermott is on screen, fucking JJ just off screen with a gun. Just...
Allegedly. Allegedly. I will point out that look at what happens when Vader disappears and can't take Palpatine to the eye doctor anymore. He goes totally blind. Without Vader, Palpatine's a mess.
Is there a worse scene in any movie ever than the moment as it's presented as this big dramatic thing where he looks up at the ship battle above him and does that ridiculous fucking lightning that hits all the ships? And
this is actually the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Like, the sound goes away and it's just, you just hear the sound of the Force lightning, and it's this big dramatic moment. It's like, this is so fucking ridiculous. What are we doing?
The best part is they knew people were going to meme the shit out of that, so they just by themselves put the bass noise in when he fucking shoots
it. Like, come on. So we get Duel of the Fates, we get the fantastic Anakin Obi-Wan fight at the end of Revenge of the Sith. We get fucking Vader and Luke in Empire and also Return of the Jedi. And the big climax of this movie is goddamn Big Daddy Palps over here. Fucking Force
Papa
lightning
Palps.
Hitting the fucking ships, and then Rey with the big reveal of, I have 2 lightsabers to block your lightning. And that's how fucking Palpatine is defeated.
The whole I'm excited.
You're telling me Palpatine is able to be defeated with 2 lightsabers, just deflecting lightning, when fucking Vader gave him a goddamn burning hammer down the reactor shaft? What the fuck are we doing?
No, I refuse to fucking edit fucking Palpatine's face on a Kenta Kobashi finish. I will not do that for you, Chris. I have lines, and for some reason that's one of them.
I need to do this for me, Josh.
No, I made a ball counter for you. I'm not doing this.
I need Vader's face on Kenta Kobashi. And I need Palpatine's.
Fuck you.
This is a very niche fucking joke.
I have no idea what's going on. This is just the episode of Let's Talk About Things that Ben has no idea about.
That's alright. I think 2 members of our audience will understand that fucking niche goddamn tangent.
I love fucking... Palpatine's whole thing is like, the whole ritual, like, you will sacrifice me to me so I can be you.
I mean, that's what that is. You have accurately described what is happening in that scene, yes.
And so Rey does the whole, like, vanishing lightsaber fucking magic trick that looks like, fucking Magic Jim you hired to do a 3-year-old's birthday did.
And it would have been nice if we had that fucking yellow lightsaber in the scene, by the way.
No, but then she pulls out a different lightsaber, and all of a sudden Palpatine's like, nope, I'm out.
No, not my one weakness.
You
2
can like that one instead.
That's why I never met General Grievous in person. He would have fucked me up.
No, but like he's all excited to get murdered with the Child Slayer 3000. And then she pulls out a different lightsaber and he's like, "Oh shit."
Well, no, I've explained this before. In the fairness of the movie, like that was his original plan, and then he was like, I've been every voice in your head, but I didn't realize that you were a dyad in the Force, so now you have rejuvenated.
No, but
me.
I mean, like, at first he's like, "Yes, kill me with the lightsaber." Then she pulls out a different lightsaber and he's like, "Oh no, don't kill me."
Well, no, because he wanted her to strike him down with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
But what actually killed him was, as we've talked about before, Palpatine's inability to cut the stream when the lightning starts.
I hate this because now when I watch that scene, I just see Palpatine fucking falling over on the toilet with lightning coming out of his fingers, yelling for Vader to come to him. This podcast is trash, and it's fucking destroying my brain.
It's beautiful.
I've never had so much fun being angry.
Lord
I am
Vader.
right now.
Lord Vader, I've made a mess. I require your services.
I'm not doing that again.
I'm stuck between the toilet and the wall. I need... I don't know what... See, we've talked about before. Ben has the best Palpatine impression. And maybe it's just because I'm drunk, so it's worse than normal. I feel like I just start going pirate when I try to do Palpatine.
Yeah, you do.
After a certain point, it's just like,
Arr,
Lord Vader. I need you to bring me my...
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities someone would consider to be unnatural, matey.
Lord Vader. Your son needs to walk the plank. God damn it. We gotta fucking watch Phantom Menace next week.
Yeah, I know. Do you regret saying last week I'm looking forward to the Phantom Menace?
I'm looking forward to the Phantom Menace.
This is almost over.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not. I guess maybe. I don't know. This fucking. I don't
know what it. Time is a flat circle. Nothing has any
Pop
meaning in it.
quiz. Why is Ben looking forward to the Phantom Menace?
Shut the fuck up.
Go fuck yourself. I mean, this is the nicest possible way. Absolutely go fuck yourself.
It's just. I tried really hard this week to sit down and do the same thing I did with The Force Awakens and the same thing I did with The Last Jedi. And it worked for both of those movies. I refound my love for The Last Jedi by sitting down and just accepting it without trying to fucking rewrite the goddamn movie in my head. But this thing fucking calls for a rewrite. It's not one of those things where it's like, I wish they would have done that different. I wish I would have done that different. It's like everything is done. Everything needs a rewrite because everything is so fucking insulting to everything. Not just the sequel trilogy, but all the fucking movies.
I mean, Josh, movies aren't made, they escape.
God
damn it.
Damn it.
This podcast certainly fucking escaped.
Okay, I have a serious question.
Okay.
How do we know Palpatine's actually dead?
Because his fucking skin came off of his skull.
Yes, but he also fell into a reactor shaft.
Well, look, we know he
And
fucking
exploded.
died before and was brought back to life through docs, this science and fucking bullshit plot device. Fuck you, Charlie. But I think the point is now his laboratory was destroyed. Like, this is the only one he has, even though I think the Mandalorian's already fucking thrown that theory out. But
like,
I don't know why, but I just got the fucking image of Dexter fucking running Palpatine's laboratory, and it brought the biggest smile to my face. You can continue, but
I'm not even gonna try to do that.
Cartoon Dexter or
Dexter's lab, not Michael C. Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, Palpatine is fucking shrink wrapped to a table.
That's two totally different images. Both of
I'm
which
also
are
not
great.
doing that image. I'll give you the Ken Kibosh one before I do
Lord
that.
Vader, something has gone very wrong.
Just see his consciousness flowing into that clone that shrink there, like, I can
God.
breathe.
I had a fucking point, and audience, forgive me. I know I mentioned the last couple episodes I was going to talk about Trevorrow's original script for this movie. That's not happening tonight.
Yeah, let's
Tonight's
do
gone
that.
off the rails. We're not doing that tonight.
Why don't
No, but,
we?
like,
Why
so-
don't we make a plan right now to do that during the 5th rotation?
What rotation is this?
3, but next rotation we're gonna have a lot to talk about because Ben's doing this terrible idea.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Have we talked about that yet?
Yeah, we have in the
Brought it
Force
up like 2
Awakens
episodes
episode.
ago, I think it
I don't
was.
fucking know
Yeah.
anymore. God, you act like I remember. This
I
podcast
have to,
happens and I shut it out of my brain.
It's okay. It's now my job to remember these things.
Okay, but like, how do we know Palpatine doesn't have other cloning facilities?
We don't.
That's my point.
Is that what you wanted to hear, Ben?
Hopefully, the Mandalorian and other side content will explore that further, since they've already begun to explore that a bit. So hopefully, it won't be another massive fucking plot hole left by this dumb fucking. This is a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
I was really enjoying The Light of the Jedi.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, I have a lore question for you.
Oh no.
Do they, in fact, fly now?
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. That has been Star Wars
This son
Every
of a
Forever.
bitch. This son
I
of a
fucking
bitch.
quit.
All week, these two. Hey, did you know they fly now? Hey, do you know they fly now? Hey, Chris, they fly
Hey
now.
Josh, you know where they don't fly? On fucking pod races.
Unless you're the dude who got blown up.
Unless you're Anakin, who does the fucking trick where he goes up the service ramp and like fucking dive bombs. Goddamn.
We're not talking about pod racing, Ben.
Let me enjoy myself, Chris.
No! That's not what we do on this week of the rotation.
We have 2 more weeks of misery, but this is always the worst week of misery.
We have one more week of misery.
No,
one
fuck
week
you.
of
Back on the Attack of the Clones is great.
I get a break from my misery.
No, like Attack of the Clones and Rise of Skywalker are the worst possible movies in exact opposite ways.
Out of your fucking mind if you put Attack of the Clones next to Rise of Skywalker.
I put Rise of Skywalker below Attack of the Clones, but they're still both terrible movies.
Kill you. Attack of the Clones is still better than Phantom Menace.
Whatever you say, man.
You are out
Now,
of your
Attack the
fucking
Clones
mind.
would be better than Phantom.
Shut the fuck up, Ben.
And as I have said to you multiple times, there is a pod race in Attack of the Clones.
I know, but it's not featured.
Damn it. You sons of bitches.
Can we all just take a minute here? Can we all just take a minute here and breathe? Because now we're getting mad at each other over stupid fucking showbiz.
I'm not. I'm just enjoying myself, and Chris is threatening me with death. Well, both of us with death. Mostly Josh with death.
Just breathe. Okay.
Everything is fine. It's almost over. We don't have to talk about it again for 9 weeks. It's all okay. It's fine. It's all
Alright.
fine.
So, fucking. This motherfucker disappears for, was it 32 years?
Uh-huh.
And in that time, in 32 years, he builds a fleet of thousands of ships, each of one can destroy a planet.
Yeah.
So we basically took the Sun Crusher from Legends, made it not indestructible, and made a bajillion of them.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I wrote this down while I was watching it. The moment you saw in that trailer the frame of the Death Star and heard Palpatine's laugh, it was like, all right, you're going to have to do some work to convince me that this is worth it without just the nostalgia factor. But not only did they do that, they did that and the return of Han Solo and the return of Endor and the return of Mustafar and the return of Tatooine and the return of Lando and the return of a fleet of Star Destroyers propped up to be as powerful and advanced technology 40 years after the Death Star that are built the same way as they were when the Death Star was built. It's just this really
is there like a bigger jumping the shark moment, or like what do you call a MacGuffin, but when it's used by the antagonists of the movie? Is that like an anti-MacGuffin? Is it an
I
evil
think
MacGuffin?
that's still just a MacGuffin.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, is there a bigger jumping the shark moment or MacGuffin than the fact that fucking Palpatine rolls in with a fleet of fucking planet-killing Star Destroyers? Like,
And I can't.
that's like if you fucking tried to play D&D with like a 5-year-old and just went, "Hey man, go nuts," and he went, "Well, here's my level 87 character with all 80 stats and fucking like."
We can tie it into a neat little bow here. It's the problem. There's 1,000 problems with this movie, but the most glaring one is that it wants to hide the fact that it didn't really bring a satisfying conclusion to any of the characters it did such a good job building up, by instead giving you such a fucking sugar rush of nostalgia that you basically, the only reaction that your brain has while you watch it is an overdose. It's like you shut down or get too angry to even be angry anymore. It's just, that's what this movie is. And I don't think there's a more perfect encapsulation than 30-year-old Death Stars that the universe have moved past that now can fucking pack the punch of a goddamn Death Star.
And I'm gonna go on record on this, and I'm a little hesitant to, but I'm pretty sure they just took the model of a first generation Imperial Star Destroyer and just put a gun on it. Like, they didn't even like.
No, well,
It wasn't even the ISD-2. It was like.
I think the models actually look a lot like the Rogue One ones, so maybe
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like to think that there was a moment, and possible mild Mandalorian spoilers here. I like to think there's a moment where like the remnants of the Empire find Palpatine, meet up with him, and it's like, "My lord, we've done what we need to do. What's our strategy? What have you done?" So, well, funny you should ask. I've decided to invade the thoughts of a small boy and make some weird alien things, and also put some big guns on the ships we already had.
We really should.
Sir, this sounds like a better plan than that time that you impregnated a random woman on Tatooine.
We really should, because like you did a perfectly good job of laying that out, but it gets even more batshit insane. Like Palpatine explaining this plan, it's like, I am going to invade the thoughts of a small boy. You got that done exactly right, which is creepy enough. And also, I am going to create life from scratch in order to gaslight that boy into betraying his loving uncle.
I love it. It's like, my lord, if you have the capability to create a force-using entity, could you not just remake Lord Vader or any kind of other force-using entity that could serve your purposes better?
My lord,
No.
couldn't you just recreate yourself? Couldn't
I
you
will.
just make an exact clone of yourself that isn't all fucked up? Yeah,
I will invade the thoughts of this boy, and then he will bring me my granddaughter.
The next thing I'm going to do, you don't understand. I am going to try to clone myself. But in order to clone myself, first of all, I'm going to make myself extremely hot. I have to be hot, more hot than I was in life. And then I'm going to send him out to find a wife. And then they're going to come back to me and bear me a son. It will definitely be a son because it must be me that I travel into this boy. You spent a lot of time talking about boys, Palpatine.
If they escape, I need you to find that Coraline-looking motherfucker and send him to find my son.
And then he will bring me my grandchild, and they will murder me, and I will be them.
God.
Wait. Okay, we're on to something. So fucking
Are we?
Charlie from Lost was a part of the Imperial Remnant that found Palpatine and got scared as shit when they found him, so he defected to the Resistance, and that's why he knows all this shit.
So Charlie from Lost is really honestly the villain of 10, 11, and 12.
Can
No, he's trying to like like it's his recompense for all of the wrong that he's done. He's trying to trying to undo all the evil he's realized he's done.
We're just gonna find out that Charlie from Lost from Star Wars was actually just just knew about Palpatine and was looking for an opportunity to bring it up without making it obvious. Just like it's like, oh yeah, Palpatine's back. He must have come back with like Sith cloning magic. Yeah.
His title just keeps getting longer. Charlie from Lost from Star Wars. We see, talking about Palpatine wanting to invade the thoughts of a young boy. Now I just need, because we've, again, bringing it full circle. Now I just need Charlie from It's Always Sunny with, like, the Nightman play, but with Palpatine and Ben.
No.
Say, Ben. Yeah.
Ben, bring up weird Wikipedia for the love of God.
This is fucking so unhinged.
Yes,
you said last week it was this episode.
Every weird you said weird
rotation.
Wikipedia.
I said, didn't I?
You said last episode when I brought up weird Wikipedia last episode, and you went, no, not this episode, next episode.
Oh god.
You said it was the end of every trilogy.
Okay.
This is the last movie.
Ooh.
Do weird Wikipedia.
Ooh. This article has a canon and legends.
Ooh.
A Rogwart.
I'm sorry, Hogwarts? What?
I was going to say Hogwarts? What is
Rogwart.
Please link it.
Rogwart.
It is a really transphobic Jedi.
The quote at the top is
We might have to-
roar grunt. The roar of a Rogwart.
Please link it, I'm begging you. I'm not going to cut us calling Harry Potter or fucking J.K. Rowling a transphobe, because that's just fucking true.
Thing.
What the fuck am I looking at?
It looks like a tree had sex with a lizard.
Oh,
gave
God.
birth to a
yeah, we're gonna have to fucking describe this. Which hold on to your hats, because this is hard to explain.
But hey, listen, average
it's
height
got
upwards of 3 meters.
It's got a pitchfork tail.
Yeah, has like a dinosaur bipedal type stance.
It looks like an orc from Warhammer with horns.
It actually kind of does, yeah. It's wearing iron like fucking armor with like the fucking iron spider fucking like legs coming out.
Armor though, or is that like chitin?
It doesn't look like chitin. That shit has fucking welding points.
They were large predatory beast. There's a distinguishing anatomical feature where a pair of curving horns grew from the sides of their heads. They had a long tail and thick skin.
The way that this is, I don't know if this is CGI or what. But,
this is. These guys featured in the Clone Wars.
Oh. Well, the way that their horns are like protruding out, they kind of come out and then come to a curve out forward. They looked like two little snake heads when I was looking at it, and I was very confused for a very long time. I couldn't look past them.
Okay. Yeah, Chris, this is Gore.
It's Gore, yeah.
Can I read off the quote for this article?
I already did.
You read that? I missed it somehow.
The history quote or
the quote? The quote at the top of the Legends part of the article.
Yeah, I already read that one.
Runt.
Yeah. It's the same on the canon one too. Yeah, no, so those protrusions on the back are actually robotic.
I love that. One of these weird Wikipedia so far, except for the one time we got that like random person that Han Solo had a one night stand with. It's gonna become like, how many weeks away from like just getting Kyle Katarn are we? Like
I'm waiting for the time we get like a big name.
Yeah, it's like fucking weird. Here's weird Wikipedia. Leia.
It's Luke
Princess
Skywalker.
Leia Organa.
I'm waiting. I really am actually waiting in horror for the day where we do weird Wikipedia and pod racing comes up. That's like, I might quit the podcast.
I was about to say
motherfuckers were native to
the
Mustafar.
podcast, right?
These motherfuckers were native to Mustafar.
Saying that's the day we cancel the podcast, right? Like
no.
if Ben gets weird Wikipedia,
Chris, do I need to pull up the definition of forever?
Yeah.
Ben, I feel like the only like self-destruct button is if you get
The only
Pod
logical
racing.
conclusion is Ben reading pod race articles off of Wikipedia.
Pretty much.
Well, you know what? Let's do it this way.
Can't think of
Let's do
anything
it
I'd
this way.
rather not do on a Friday night is listen to Ben read the pod racing Wikipedia article.
If Ben ever gets pod racing on Weird Wikipedia, we finish the rotation that we're doing, and then we take a year off.
I feel like there's no way to vet this properly. Like people will always be, oh, they bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's no way to
the public is listening to us say this and say they just want to be done.
Yeah, they found it out.
I just want to be done with. Oh no.
I found another named Grogwort that I recognize.
We gotta stop saying.
Well, this. Yeah.
It feels like a dirty word.
This has been Star Wars every week forever.
Wait,
Ben
no,
doesn't stop
on
talking
Narshada,
right
Gracchus the Hutt ran a fighting arena in his palace sometime after the Battle of Yavin, featuring Congo, the Disemboweler. Which, this isn't on the article, but Luke Skywalker actually fought in that arena.
Good night. We're out.
Fucking Christ.
Now that is the most delirious we've ever been by a fucking country
1,000
mile.
Now that's pod racing.
Fuck
Chris,
you.
I'm so proud of you. That made my night. My heart is warm.
I'm so upset with myself.
Dear goddamn outro.
It wasn't even
fucking savage
on the
bastard.
podcast.
No, it was. It is now. It
No,
fucking
don't.
Is now.
I'm so
It
sorry.
is
I don't
now.
have a choice.
You're overruled, Chris.
Oh no. God, there's grog words everywhere.
I almost had ginger ale lemonade mix come out my nose.
Hello. It's Chris again for my last recommendation of this rotation. So for this one, I'm going to go very different from what I normally recommend. This recommendation, much like last week where I recommended Rebels finally, this is actually current canon and actually connects to Rebels as well. I'm going to recommend Lords of the Sith. It's a book by Paul Kemp. Came out in 2015. It's a really interesting book, actually. It's one of the very few of the current canon I've read. It connects Clone Wars and Rebels. Mild spoilers, I guess. I think it's on the synopsis of the back of the book. But Harrison Dola's father is one of the main characters, as are Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, as they're on the cover. But it's a really interesting book of like Palpatine and Vader trying to shut down like a small uprising led by Hera's father. It gives you a little bit of the early days of the rebellion. It's a really solid current canon Star Wars book, which, coming from the old EU, and in my opinion, it's kind of hard to find those personally. That might hurt some feelings, but this book feels like old EU level Star Wars. So if you're a fan of the old Star Wars EU books, I think this is definitely worth checking out.
Before we leave, do we just want to publicly say that we're going to be easing off of the recommendations now?
I'm cool with that.
I'm out of ideas. I got nothing.
I could probably throw out one a trilogy. Yeah, I could probably do one a rotation.
I could find some shit. Like, I had to pull this out of my ass just because I remembered it existed and it was really good. But
yeah, that's pretty much what I did last time I recommended. I mean, instead of just like all of a sudden they're not doing it, like we could.
Yeah.
Well, we can even say at some point like, hey, look, we suddenly have a lot of Star Wars content coming out, so we're gonna stop suggesting stuff because there's enough happening.
All right, I'm gonna bring us down, and I'll say that, and if rather than I'm Chris
let's
going,
just put this whole fucking rant in there.
Are you sure?
I said it as a joke, but honestly, it would be very us.
All right, there you go, guys.
Damn.
That's it. Here we are, consummate professionals as always. Listen, I personally think I killed that fucking recommendation as drunk as I am right now. So
You did,
fuck y'all.
You did.
God.
You did.
You did that with all the fucking elegance of fucking Cham Syndulla.
What?
That's Hera's fault. That's the guy Chris was talking about.
Charlie from Lost from Star Wars?
Yeah, Charlie from Lost is Harrison Dula's father.
I don't know who Harrison Dula is. You have to help me.
He's a Twi'lek.
He's a Twi'lek in disguise with a heroin problem.
We're done.
This has been Star Wars Every Week
We already
Forever.
did the outro. We're after the recommendation. We're just done now.
This has been post Star Wars Every Week Forever. If you enjoyed that episode, why not like and subscribe? Also, share it with a couple friends. Bring them into this hellscape that we've done to ourselves. You can catch brand new episodes every single Wednesday on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, pretty much every other platform you get your podcasts on. If you'd like to extend the suffering, you can catch us over on twitter.com at SWEWF. We post direct links to brand new episodes every week as soon as we upload them, and you can catch the occasional other dumb Star Wars take, and who wouldn't want that? Catch you guys later.